On Saturday, my girls and I, my daughters and I, we decided to throw our swags on the back of the ute and go out to Kilkevin for the PBR rodeo. And because it's a country weekend, the girls put on country music. And Luke Combs' version of Fast Car came up. And I was listening to the lyrics of that. And I mean, I grew up with Tracy Chapman singing that song. She wrote the lyrics. And it's a really deep message in that song. And I mean, the one bit that kept coming back to me, because funny enough, in the after party at the rodeo, the lead singer's name was Luke as well. He had a great voice. And he sang Fast Car. And again, the message kept coming up, because we've got so much power locked up within us. We've got a fast car. We can get in that fast car. We can live life on our terms. We can do that. It's so misunderstood. We've bought the wrong idea. We grow up thinking that we've got to work hard. I looked at all the country folk at Kilkevin that evening, and they're hard-working Australians. They work on the land, and they, in the line walking in, we were standing behind a landowner, and he kept turning around and talking to us and telling us how tough it was, because they haven't had rain out there for a while. And that's the life of living in the country. It's not good or bad, it's just what it is. You have good years and you have tough years. But you could see that the spirit of people is that they believe in hard work, but it doesn't have to be that way. It can be different, because our fast car's in our mind. The way that we're created, God created us, the universe in infinite intelligence created us with this power that's within us. It says it. It said it for thousands of years in one of the good books, that heaven's within us, and that's the power within us. And it's seeking expression in the world, and it's seeking happiness and joy. And the way that it's filtered into the world is through our mind. Our mind is the filter. So we can see life as hard, or we can see life as joy and happiness. And yes, we have to work, but when we see it differently, it doesn't become hard work. It becomes, there's joy in what you're doing. So I'll just read the verse that kept coming back to me in the car driving there, listening to Luke Combs sing this version of Fast Car. And he says, you got a fast car. You've got a fast car. Is it fast enough so we can fly away? Yes, it is. But the key is, he says it here, he sings it, he says, you still got to make a decision. Leave tonight or live and die this way. And, in Napoleon Hill's book, he devotes a whole chapter to making decisions. Mastery of procrastination. It's the seventh step to riches, is learning to make decisions. He says here that the people who succeed in life, every one of them had the habit of reaching decisions promptly and changing these decisions slowly, if and when they're changed at all. And people who fail to accumulate money, without exception, have the habit of reaching decisions, if at all, very slowly, and of changing these decisions quickly and often, because they're not absolutely certain of the direction of where they're going in life. And in Neville's book, I've been reading this chapter over and over, twice a day, because I want to try and understand where the author is coming from. And he wrote from his experiences of using his mind to create the outcomes that he wanted in life. And he taught this material, and he taught it over and over. Determined imagination alone is the means of your progress, of fulfilling your dreams. It's the beginning and end of all creating. The great secret is a controlled imagination and a well-sustained attention firmly and repeatedly focused on the feeling of the wish fulfilled until it fills the mind and crowds out all other ideas out of consciousness. So it crowds out all the worry, doubt that leads to fear. And then that's when people waver in their decisions, and they change their decisions because they have this fear. But when you understand why there's fear, fear is basically lack of knowledge. It's ignorance. Ignorance is, people make decisions out of fear because they don't have the right information. They don't understand what's going on, so they'll default to whatever's the safest. And he says here, you are limited by your uncontrolled imagination and lack of attention to the feeling of the wish fulfilled. When the imagination is not controlled and the attention not steadied on the feeling of the wish fulfilled, then no amount of prayer or piety or evocation will produce the desired effect. When you can call up at will whatever image you please, when the forms of your imagination are as vivid to you as the forms of nature, you are master of your fate. And he says here, you must stop spending your thoughts, your time and your money. Everything in life must be an investment. That's another thing that people that succeed in life, they invest their time, their money, and their thinking on creating the life that they want. They're not sucked into habitual way of distracting the frustration they're feeling inside through Netflix or partying or any of the vices that man defaults or people default to dumb out the frustration they feel about their life. And the frustration is the good within them seeking expression in the world. They just don't know how to express it. And when you find the method to express yourself, then everything becomes a lot easier. Everything becomes a lot less frustrating. That's the truth, because I went through it. I know what it was like. I went to church and I prayed and tithed and everything, and nothing happened. And my best buddy, who doesn't believe there's a God, he was flying his kids all over the world. We lost a business together, and he was succeeding monetary-wise and family-wise. He's a happy guy. But I wasn't, because I was stuck with this idea that I had to be pious and whatever, and I wasn't using my mind to actually produce results. And as a husband and as a father, I speak to all husbands and fathers that are struggling with trying to create the life that they want. It's not about more prayer. It's about learning to free up your mind so that you're using it correctly and productively, and you're using your time correctly and productively. You're using your thinking correctly and productively, and you're investing in yourself. Investing in yourself like a corporation. If you were a company, you would be investing in your marketing, you'd invest in training, in understanding how to improve all the key areas of your business, which is you. All right, invest in yourself. Do it, because when you do that, things start to free up, and it becomes a lot easier. I just had a fantastic weekend with my girls, but it was not the same when I lost my business in 2005. That was awful, and I was just in a world of pain the whole time. But then when I learned how to deliberately direct where I focus my attention, it became a lot easier. And it's all up in the mind. That's where it starts. Everything that we create as humans starts in the mind. So in your life, that's where it starts. It's not trying to change the outside. That's not where it is. It's a simple process, but it's so misunderstood. And I'm not going to stop telling people that, because my life's changed so dramatically through one simple system. And I thank Sandy Gallagher and Bob Proctor for the work they did with the Thinking into Results coaching program. I'm a consultant for that now, because it is so liberating for the person who's frustrated with their results.